What's forgotten, or at least not spoken about much in today's political environment, is one name, three letters, God. The whole point of wanting an orderly society is so that people are not being treated unjustly and all. You're not going to have that sort of stuff in a fallen world. But if a person can't be, or the road to connecting with God for them individually, you, me, everybody, is somehow obscured, blocked, there's all kinds of humps in the way of it, roadblocks, you got to take these detours. That's why politics is important, because if the political structure falls into the hands of bad or moral or corrupt people, not that there's perfect people, but we're talking about the balance of the scales here. If that happens, it interferes with people's, and quite frankly happens a lot, it interferes with people's ability to reach out to the divine, to connect on that level. That's the most important thing there is. I mean, for all the patriots who are yelling and screaming, Jesus is king, Jesus is king. Well, yeah, of course he is. That's why, though, in a political setting, that cry is massively important. Jesus is king. You're trying to develop a society, a culture, which existed really for about 1,000 years, roughly from the time of Charlemagne until Napoleon, that roughly 1,000 years when Europe was largely Catholic. Of course, there were problems and corruption. There always is. You're just going to have that in a fallen world. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a pope. I don't care if it's a pastor. I don't care if it's a rabbi. It doesn't matter. You're going to have it. That's not the point. The point is the arc of the society, is the trajectory of the society one that emphasizes justice and fairness and proper equality, not equality of outcome, but equality of human worth? Do people understand that they have a purpose in life, that the meaning of life is not this life? If you've got a culture that is emphasizing that, that's going to work its way into the politics. And if the politics are at least expressive of that, that's a good thing. You don't have something blocking you or making you think differently about something. So here's a perfect example. Let's say there's a good dad and he's got 4 or 5 kids and a wife, and he's supporting them and works hard and all of that. And he wants to teach his, be able to, have his children go to a school that emphasizes these sorts of things and hang around friends that are like that. And then let's say you get these evil, rotten, commie bastards who come in and they start imposing all kinds of laws about education and what you have to learn. And by the way, we're going to jack up your property taxes and make it so high that all of a sudden your kids can't go to those schools anymore. And matter of fact, overall, your entire budget is going to be affected by all this. Now you have all this concern and everything. And see how all of a sudden the material goods questions now begin to rise more to the surface. In a just society, you have those tamped down. They don't ever go away, but you have them tamped down so that you can also concentrate on the spiritual. You don't have a conflict going on there. But, in the material world, if that's the thing that's driving you and that's constantly in your mind because you're not able to pay for eggs and gas and all of that sort of thing, that's why politics matters. It doesn't matter in and of itself. From a Christian point of view, it matters because of how it allows you to condition yourself to be able to concentrate on the spiritual things as well. Do you have extra time? Do you have to work 3 jobs in order to make time meet? It's going to be kind of hard if you're Catholic, get to Mass every day. If you're, not that you're required to go to Mass every day. I'm talking about if you want to excel in the spiritual life. Are there workarounds for all of this? Yes, but that's the point. Why should you have to work around something to get to God? A culture should be oriented in such a way that the least number of obstacles for you to concentrate on your salvation should be the way the society is ordered, not having to find constant workarounds with all of this. You're dead beat, you're exhausted, your whole bit. Yes, God takes whatever it is you're able to give him, but you want to give him more. That's kind of hard when you're working, 3 jobs and 6.5 days a week. Because the government is crooked as hell and takes your money and tells you what to do and raises up your property taxes and goes on and on. You need to be able to have a society that is just and that is bound up with politics. And if you don't think politics matters, remember, it was not the Jewish leaders that crucified Jesus Christ. It was the Roman Empire, the state. That's who crucified our blessed Lord. That's it from Houston, Texas here. Gary Michael Voris, God love you.